Because. Because why? Marcus, Angela's voice rose. Are you jealous? I'm not jealous. Then prove it. Sit down and have a drink. The tension finally snapped when Leslie couldn't take it anymore. She burst into tears, the weight of what she thought she saw at the studio finally breaking her. I'm sorry, Angela. Leslie sobbed. I can't keep it. Marcus and Keisha. I saw them at the studio. They were kissing. The poolside went silent. The only sound was the rhythmic splashing of the filter. Angela turned to Marcus, then to Keisha. Is this true? Angela asked. Keisha smiled that same slow, dark smile. Somewhat. Don't give me somewhat, Angela roared. Angela, listen to me, Marcus pleaded, stepping forward. She came to the studio. She tried to kiss me. She told me she still loved me. But I stopped her. I told her I love my wife. He's lying, Keisha shouted. He's been chasing me since the day Richard got here. I believe my husband, Angela said, her voice suddenly calm. Everyone blinked, even Marcus. You do? Marcus asked. Yes, Angela said, turning to Keisha. Because I know you, and I know your heart is as black as that charcoal on the grill. But Marcus, if I ever find out you're lying, God won't be able to save you from my foot. She turned to Leslie. And you're my friend. Next time, you tell me the second you see something. Don't let it fester. I'm sorry, Angela. Leslie cried. It's all right, Angela said, pulling her friend into a hug. We're all just trying to survive this, for better or for worse, right? As the guests filed out, Marcus stood by the pool, looking at the ripples in the water. He had survived the day, but he knew the war wasn't over. Keisha was still out there. Richard was still suspicious. And Angela was watching. He looked up at the house where the lights were flickering on. He had a beautiful home, a successful business, and a wife who would go to the ends of the earth for him. But as the sun set over Atlanta, Marcus Williams realized that the ties that bind can also be the ties that strangle. And he wasn't sure if he was ready to breathe just yet. End of part 1. For better or worse, the ties that bind. Chapter 1, The Breakfast War. The morning sun over Atlanta didn't just rise, it glared. It spilled through the large, arched windows of the Williams residence, illuminating the sleek marble countertops and the lingering steam from a pot of expensive coffee. But inside the kitchen, the warmth was nowhere to be found. Instead, there was a localized storm brewing, and its epicenters were 2 children who shared a father but very little else. No, she's not, MJ muttered, his fork scraping aggressively against his plate of scrambled eggs. Yes, she is, Dominique countered, her voice reaching that high, piercing frequency that only an 11-year-old girl could achieve. My mother says she is, and my mother don't lie. MJ, 12 going on 30, looked at his half-sister with a mixture of pity and burgeoning rage. He had his mother's fire and his father's athletic frame, a combination that usually made him the coolest kid in school. But here, at the breakfast table, he was just a brother being pushed to his limit. "Your dusty mama is a liar," MJ snapped, his voice dropping an octave. "And I'm telling my daddy. You know what? Go ahead and tell him. He's my daddy, too." Dominique leaned in, her eyes narrowing. She had inherited Keisha's sharp features and even sharper tongue. "And besides, he already knows what your mama does. Look, check this out. You say that one more time," MJ warned, standing up so abruptly his chair screeched against the tile. "And I'm going to hurt you. You're going to hurt me. I want to see you try. Let me see you hurt me one more time." The shouting escalated into a cacophony of scraping chairs and slammed palms. It was the kind of noise that could penetrate the thickest walls, and it certainly reached the ears of Angela Williams as she marched into the kitchen, her silk robe billowing behind her like a battle cape. "Stop that! Hey, both of you! You better stop." Angela's voice was like a crack of thunder. She stood at the head of the table, her hands on her hips, her eyes darting between her son and her stepdaughter. Angela was a woman who had built a salon empire from nothing. She knew how to handle difficult clients, but her own household was proving to be her most challenging management project yet. "What is all this noise in here?" she demanded. "He started it." Dominique pointed a manicured finger at MJ. "I don't care who started it," Angela countered, her tone cooling into a dangerous simmer. "I'm going to finish it. Now, both of you, go sit down and finish your breakfast. You're arguing in here like animals. Sit down. You know that school bus will be here any minute." The children sank into their seats, the air thick with unspoken resentment. Angela sighed, rubbing her temples. She loved Marcus, and by extension, she tried to love Dominique, but the ghost of Marcus's past, specifically his ex-wife, Keisha, constantly haunted their halls. "Mommy," MJ whispered, his voice trembling slightly, "you don't even know what she said about you." "I don't care what she said, MJ," Angela replied, though her heart gave a small, painful thud. "What if you heard what she said?" MJ insisted. Angela looked at him. She saw the genuine hurt in his eyes. She gestured for him to come closer. "MJ, come here. Come here." Boy, he walked over to her, and she pulled him into the crook of her arm. "You talk too much. Didn't I tell you to stop talking so much like that and just eat? Now, tell me, what did she say?" MJ hesitated, glancing at Dominique, who was looking out the window with a smirk of practiced indifference. Then he leaned into his mother's ear. "She called you a pay-ho." The word hit Angela like a physical blow. It wasn't just the insult. It was the fact that it was being weaponized by a child. "Wait, Mama," MJ said, seeing the color drain from her face. "No, no. She said it. I didn't say it. She said it. This is child abuse. Ho, Tiger. Hey, hey. Stay calm. Angela muttered, more to herself than him. She turned her gaze to Dominique. The girl didn't flinch. Dominique, darling,